Hello again to another Aga Color Reacts, and today, I pulled out the thing again. Today we are
watching The Problem with Americans and Heritage by Evan Edinger.
You have some initial comment on that title?
Not at all, no. But not really heritage. I mean...
You don't care?
No, not really.
You don't care.
No, I mean...
Eric is one of those Americans that don't care about. He's just American. Doesn't matter.
From the United States.
Yeah. So, it's just... But it's something that we kind of agree on. And,
stuff like heritage and traditions doesn't matter to me. You know, I live my day life. I couldn't care about tradition or heritage.
Okay.
You know, I have morals. That's what I go by.
Okay. I don't think heritage and morals have anything to do with each other, but let's just see. And Evan will probably explain it as an American living in UK now.
We got Birminghamshire, we got Liverpoolshire. I don't know, you just throw shire at the end of everything, you can make a county. Hello everybody and welcome back to Christian Girl Autumn. My name is Evan Edinger, and a couple weeks ago I made a video about American stereotypes. Which ones of them are true? Are they accurate? And you guys sure had a lot to say about that. Also, this video is sponsored by a podcast I was in recently. You'll hear more about that in the middle of the video.
Recently got that. Very good.
It's
half off. Lifetime license, all languages.
Under British control, burnt down your legislative buildings in 1812. That is also, yes, very wild. But we didn't learn that the US lost any wars. I remember explicitly learning that for Vietnam, it just was kind of like, the US was protesting and we didn't feel like it was really worth it over there, so we just stopped. I genuinely was taught we didn't lose the Vietnam War, we just decided it wasn't worth it anymore and gave up. That is losing. It is lose, but it's weird because it goes against this religious belief that the US cannot lose and is the best, and so I guess therefore we can't teach to our children that, you know, you lose the Vietnam War or the War of 1812. We're just taught like, yeah, that was just something, but don't worry about it. I have no problem with Americans claiming Irish heritage, but for the love of all that is holy, if you're going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, please, 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 at least get the name correct. It is St. Patty's Day, not St. Patty's Day. Even typing that made me die a little inside. I don't understand why this is a stereotype that Americans pronounce it incorrectly, only because if you know the American language of American English, you know that we don't pronounce our T's as heavily as our D's. So instead of saying like a chicken patty, even there I just said chicken patty. I don't say chicken patty, I say a chicken patty. And that's with all words with double T's mostly. Like I was gonna say titties, but also, yeah, titties. You don't say titties like, hello woman, can I get some titties? You say, hey woman, can I get them titties? So it's weird to me, I'm so sorry. It's weird to me that the word that has two T's that Americans love pronouncing as D's mispronounce as patties instead of patties. But hey, if you didn't know it's supposed to be pronounced that way, there you go, Americans.
Oh, no,
hope that helped out. It's just weird because I feel like you're going out of your way in your natural dialect to mispronounce it, so. Interesting. Actual Irish person here. No one cares if Americans are proud of their Irish heritage, but we just can't stand when they act like they're part of our current culture and society. I definitely understand where you're coming from on this. Our country has changed radically over the past 25 years or so, so as a result, even adult, first-generation Irish Americans have a limited understanding about our country unless they're constantly coming here over the summer or something. I think it's the speaking on behalf of us that irritates people not expressing excitement about our common heritage. I could be wrong, but for example, it seems like Irish Americans lean a lot more towards conservatives. I would actually disagree towards that. I would say that it's a pretty even split, just from my personal seeing of this stuff. But I think it's unfair on us, the massive shifts towards being socially liberal, which is driven by increased wealth and living standards, educated, and a general movement away from strictly following the Catholic Church. Mostly younger and mid-age people are atheist, agnostic, or even leaning towards spirituality, and that goes completely unnoticed because Hollywood and Irish Americans still push the simple old Paddy who is madly religious and likes to drink. We appreciate what Irish Americans have done for Ireland, but as a community, could you please get to know the motherland better instead of still making it out like it's the 1950s here? That is a really long comment, but I felt like it was such a strongly written and well-written comment. I felt the need to share that. It was so articulate, and I really understand what you're trying to say with this. It's less the whole, oh, we're Irish and we're really happy, and more like, I'm Irish and I disagree, when you're not actually Irish. And I think that is basically what you're saying when you're saying you don't like that you're being spoken for. It'd kind of be like if I decided to say, oh, I'm German, and I don't actually think that the US is doing much wrong. I'm not German, hypothetically, my German heritage exists from like the 1600s, but I can't just say I'm German because my ancestors were German and therefore say, as a German, you could say as a German
It shows that he spent a lot of time outside America.
If you are Irish or of some other descent in the U.S., you could say you're Irish American or German American or American American. Those are Native American. I love watching the dust particles flying through the air. Thank you. That was just because the sun was streaming into my bedroom. I was concerned that it was going to affect the way it looked, but in anything, it just made me look backlit AF. That was
if you just narrow it down, they're all
I try and film like
people
that
from the
now
United States.
forever, especially because my camera can handle such incredible dynamic range. With the way that I'm shooting now, it will look nice. I tried that for the last couple videos, but the sun has not been on my side. Why do they keep calling me?
How do you say I did not kill her, officer?
Ik heb er niet vermoord, officier.
What have I come into?
I am innocent, officer.
Ik ben...
All right. You ever try to join a game of Among Us and it turns out you're just helping a crime syndicate from the Netherlands? Americans think they invented everything. Case in point, the first ever car by Henry Ford. When I said that, I was referring to Henry Ford's first ever car. And I wasn't even referring to his first ever car. I was referring to the first ever car that he mass produced in a way that was really successful, the Model T. I don't know why, but for some reason, the Model T is the, like, old car that I can think of when I think about, like, the oldest car possible. Probably because, yes, we were taught that Henry Ford invented the car. Sorry. The fork has a curvature to scoop. Yes, I did say this. It also literally has prongs for prodding. So, your point is, I'm saying that, I don't know if you know this, but when you hold a fork the normal way, with the scoop down, you can still prod, and then scoop up with it. It's like a win-win. Why would you turn it upside down, you sillies? Come on. Americans are just like, I'm Irish, but haven't ever heard of the Troubles. You know what? This is one of those that is very true and relatable for me, because I had never heard of the Troubles.
Well,
I don't know what
that's
they
just
mean.
like an answer to the comments from the previous video. You made something? This is from 2020, by the way, so...
And there was an employee there, her name was like Hazel Highs or something like that, and oh boy, did I accidentally step on a few toes about the Troubles. Was never taught about them, okay? I do apologize. You're not taught about that at all.
Just recently, so...
As a Brit, I actually know 40 of the 50 states, and if someone got angry at me for not knowing all of them, I'd ask if they can list the 48 English counties, and as I'm partly Canadian, the 10 Canadian provinces and 3 territories. I couldn't even do that for like 3. I know there's Ontario. I think there's one called Northwest Territory, and also I want to say British Columbia.
I could do 5
That's 3.
probably.
Newfoundland, does that
For
count?
Canada.
I got 3
What's
or
it?
4.
For Canada, I
Give me
probably
some
could do 5.
Canadian points.
None.
I actually know way more about the UK, but I
Quebec.
do live in the UK. Okay, we got Surrey, we got Norfolk, we got London, we got Cornwall, we got Lincolnshire, we got Birminghamshire, we got Liverpoolshire. I don't know, you just throw shire at the end of everything, you can make it count. Nothing to do with the video, but you've inspired me to look into studying in the UK and Ireland. You've also opened my eyes to a lot of weird-ass stuff to really start thinking critically about our culture as Americans. That's good. And I've never realized exactly how strange we look to the rest of the world until then, really. So I just wanted to say thank you for making these videos, and also your new setup looks great. Thank you! I appreciate all the compliments on the setup, and also I'm glad I was able to, hopefully, just start you on your journey of just reading up a bit more about other places and, I don't know, just looking into other stuff. That's very nice. Thank you for the comment, Rachel. Appreciate that. Man, it really has gotten so dark. It is sad. It is 6:49 p.m. Should not be this dark. And actually, like I said, today's video is sponsored by a podcast I was on recently.
I was just thinking that must be his light.
If you've ever seen Countdown, I was actually on the podcast with
Looks like a window, it's cool.
Lovely, really cool person.
You can see his
knows
head
a
there.
huge amount of languages. We were just riffing back and forth, talking about language learning in general, what we like about learning languages, and about the culture of it, and how, like, you can't really learn a language without learning more about the culture. I really had a fun time. I'm actually really enjoyed being on podcasts recently, because it makes me feel like, weirdly, more of an adult. But I'd highly recommend, please, because I think it's really cool. Also, my setup was really nice. I was really proud of it. But if you're a fan of listening to podcasts on interesting topics, I do highly recommend you check it out by clicking the link in the description, and yeah, give it a listen. Tell me what you think. I thought it was pretty fun. Also, if you do watch it, tell me if you noticed the part where I blush a bit when I realized that everyone involved in the podcast had watched a couple of my videos, and they were so nice about it. I was just, I was a bit blushing. But yeah, thank you to the Rosetta Stone Podcast for sponsoring this video, and without further ado, my microphone! In AP World History, because there's a dedicated AP European History course and exam, you do actually learn some bits of world history. The main focus for us was actually Chinese history. There seemed to be an obsession at the College Board. We also learned bits about Japan, Central Asia, and Sub-Saharan Africa in detail, plus random things about all over. Well, here's the thing about AP World History. It's not a mandatory course. in the slightest. It's actually the opposite of that. It's only a course that you take if you really, really want to. All AP courses are the advanced placement, if you're not from the US. Basically mean that if you pass it and pass the exam at the end, you get college credit for any college you want to go to after high school, which is really great. But therefore, not many people take AP, at least where I'm from. It was like only the like top of the classes really take a couple AP courses. Most people just kind of pass by not doing any at all. So the fact that it's like, oh, you want to learn about world history? You've got to take the hardest course possible. Why not just have that start in middle school or elementary school or even high school, but just have it be mandatory?
You don't have history in elementary?
How about just a accessible world history?
I can't remember
Not
elementary.
necessarily the hardest course you'll ever take in history. Is it a stereotype that Jersey sucks,
I don't
or
know.
does it actually suck? It's neither a stereotype nor does it actually suck. It's more just like a running gag or running joke, especially because a lot of Hollywood writers are from New York, and New Yorkers really hate people from New Jersey because they commute across. The people from North Jersey. People from South Jersey, we also hate people from North Jersey because they're from the north. They think it's called Taylor ham when it's called pork roll. Really silly stuff like that they should just know better. But does Jersey suck? No. We actually hate everyone that's not from New Jersey, so if anything, just leave us alone. We'll be I will always sing praises for New Jersey. I do feel like I could probably make an entire video about how much I enjoy New Jersey culture. Just don't know how much you guys would actually care about it, but I think it would be fun. I totally agree with the friendly stereotype. Went into Poundland and an American guy was working there and instantly went, I love your hair. I'm used to people just staring at me and giving me weird looks, so it was a nice surprise. Oh, see, that's nice. We finally had one positive stereotype and it was reaffirmed by Cynthia. I know there's some like letters in Ireland. I've done this video. I should know how to pronounce Shauna. Finally had one pop. Went into Poundland and an American was working there. Instantly went, I love your hair.
Everyone. Yeah, exactly.
Give me weird looks, so it was a nice surprise. Oh.
Unless you do it on purpose.
That's nice. We finally had one positive stereotype, and it was reaffirmed by Cynthia. I know there's some like letters in Ireland.
Not in this one though.
I've done this video. I should know how to pronounce Shauna. Is that it? Thanks for the comment. And thanks for subscribing, actually. I appreciate that little tick there. Thank you. Now, the real question is, do you have a new lamp? Yes, Kevin is fixed. Let me just get out of the shot. Focus on Kevin, camera. Focus on Kevin. Focus on. He just sees my face. I'm sorry, the autofocus is too strong. But yeah, Kevin's doing fine back there. He's very healthy now. I got a new bulb, got a new bottom. There's no such thing as a center is true for Germany too. There's a north, a south, an east, and a west, but no middle. Excuse me? What about Bochum? All right, justice for Bochum. Can't believe this. They didn't make all that coal for you for nothing. Just weird German cultural facts, I guess. Welcome to my channel. Meanwhile, New Zealand teaches as much/more U.S. history in high schools as New Zealand history. What? Spent an entire year studying the Cold War in my class. The government only made it compulsory to teach New Zealand history in schools last year. Many of my friends don't know basic parts of our history, like the fact that we have a Declaration of Independence, and I didn't know until my late teens, and I'm still learning. Whoa! Thank you for this comment. This is why I love
school days,
videos.
American history,
expect to find out
European
that New
history,
Zealand
or world history, all together.
You're probably like the most favorite of all tourists. Then Americans be like, "Do you know all the states?" And you're like,
Yep.
Yes, I do. I'm from New Zealand. Would you like to see my dick? Go out on my dick. My favorite colour's red. I'm from New Zealand. I'm a Kiwi. There's a reason I don't do
what's your problem?
videos on this channel. Referring to S-log as slog is my new favorite thing. Thank you. I find that there's no reason not to pronounce pronounceable words like S-log, which stands for Sony log. That's the gamma I'm currently using. S-log 3. Slog 3 sounds much better. Like, why say MOT if you can say MOT, all right? I'm just saying, I'm coming up with all these good ideas. You guys better be writing this stuff down. The new camera's looking good. Very sharp. Thank you. The recycling one throws me. I was so shocked when I stayed in California that I had to put all my rubbish in the same place. I thought that if one state was going to recycle, it'd be California. I felt so bad not being able to recycle while I was there. That is wild, because of all the states that I would think as an American, it would be like
trays.
State,
maybe depending on the place in
Oregon
California also.
And California, basically all the West Coast. Very liberal, very green.
Probably.
But the fact that you've seen that makes me really
nice.
sad. But there is a way we can change this, folks. If you want to change this
you
stereotype,
lived in California
you just
when I
have
met
to
you, so
work against it.
Okay.
Try and recycle more.
Some
Try
parts of
talking about
California, I
recycling
remember.
more to your friends. Stop.
I thought he was gonna be like explaining, and this is just more like a
Plastic
comment.
videos.
Yeah.
While I've always personally cared about recycling in my own home, when I was in high school, I worked at AMC Theaters. We had bins that were marked recycle and trash, and we would be told to put them all in the trash at the end of the night. So stupid. This is what it's just ridiculous. This should be against the law. You should not be able to, as a company, pretend to be recycling only to not do that. There should be some like overarching board that makes sure that companies
only
aren't skirting
have certain
the
policies
green laws
for
like
the
that.
general
That's
public.
just
Say
disgusting.
we recycle.
I wouldn't really
for
put
those
it
other
past
people.
AMC, to be honest. I actually noticed the
green
difference in the
people.
lighting, and I'm loving it. Thank you. Appreciate it. I try really hard. OMD. Oh my Delilah. Never heard of switching hands. That's so weird. Americans normally like to be efficient. Short words, straight to the point, automatic cars. Most people's hands are strong enough to do it, so it's weird that you switch. We try to be ableist with your hands, all right? Just because you got a weak left hand doesn't mean you got to shame me for it. I totally agree with hacking with a fork. Knives are unnecessary unless you're having a proper meal. Thank you. You brought it back. I'm on your side again. If you're someone that really thinks you need a knife for every meal, I will never forgive you.
I guess we're gonna have to
We bring
do
in
the
the
stereotype
back.
video.
Well, thank you for subscribing to my channel. I do very much appreciate it. Joining the community, all these comments, very lovely. I hope to see you guys on the next one. Keeping this one short. I'll see you then. Goodbye.
Okay, that was quick too, but not what I was expecting to be.
Entertaining as well, so quick.
Yeah. Oh wait, that was only
15 minutes.
yeah, actually, yeah. I thought it's gonna be a bit more into actual the fact that like Americans always say I'm that and this and this and that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if people say your culture's stupid, I don't care. You know. I mean, I'm from a certain spot. I do certain things.
well, you probably would say that he's Californian then.
I would say I'm Californian.
Oh.
Because I'm from California. You know.
No.
I wouldn't say, I'm saying I'm from the United States. I'm Californian. You know,
Well,
everybody
yeah.
else?
Well, I'm going here like I was in like a European reacts or something like that. Because I am European. I'm Polish, but I'm European as well. Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. Anyway, it's not what I was expecting with this video. It was still kind of entertaining and stuff, but it's just I was thinking he was gonna be actually kind of explaining the whole. Because I remember watching his video one time and he was explaining the. He explained in the way that I understood why there's a separate sale tax. I don't remember what it was now, but I remember that it made sense. Something in regard that basically have different companies that are in different states and different states have different sale tax. So basically you can't really put
Different wages as well.
yeah, but I think the fact he was just kind of saying like, if you let's say, especially in the East Coast, when you have like a lot of small counties, not counties, small states, you're gonna have them really close by. So the companies will be just putting like billboards or something or adverts and stuff in all of them the same. So they're gonna put one price, and that's why they give you the let's say the burger costs $1 or something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But then the different states gonna have different sale taxes, so that cost actually gonna be different in every state.
I see. Yeah.
Something like that. So I don't know. This is how he explained it. It actually made sense. That's the first time I actually heard someone explaining it the way that I understood why sale tax in America is not in the price. But still kind of stupid. Well, it's just different thing like
Just
that.
gotta watch
so-
your shopping.
Yeah.
When you buy $50 worth of stuff, be prepared to pay 60. Yeah.
So it was kind of hard. And
Well, I
that-
don't know. When sales tax was like 10%.
that's
Back
easy.
then.
Yeah,
That's
but
back then. Back in the day, there was like 19% now.
there's a few states that they don't have sale tax, don't they? Yeah, I think
I don't
Oregon
know.
doesn't have it. Never mind. Okay, this is totally different thing. So that's all.
That's it.
Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you. I see you tomorrow, and you see Eric next week. Bye.
I got that wrong.
What was wrong?
The sales tax math. It's $50 worth of stuff. It's like 55.
Yeah, it will be. He's still talking, by the
Yeah.
way.
Anyways, see you later.
Bye.
Correct myself before I get, stoned and feathered. You got it wrong. Still talking.